There's like maybe 2 other enemies I hate more than these like banshee guys.
Medusa heads.
I'm talking about in this game. There's no Medusa heads in this. Hello everyone. Welcome to a new playthrough.
It's Alice!
Totally broke the tension there. Yes, this is American McGee's Alice. I was doing my Cheshire Cat impression.
Yes,
Because he has
this
most unpleasant
this
metaphor.
game, man.
Mm-hmm.
I have mixed feelings about
You
it.
have mixed feelings. All right, well, I'm going to play on medium while you tell me some of those mixed feelings.
So I love pretty much any rendition of Alice in Wonderland because sometimes it's like this playful children's story and then sometimes it's really dark and creepy, like this one. And I really like that. But some of these levels and some of these battles, man, are just like, F you.
Yeah, some of the level design is very complex. And the controls here, I'm playing on the Xbox, but this was originally a PC game. So it had
Camera
mouse
controls.
controls. And like the mouse was much more fluid.
But like, so we're getting the story here where
Yeah.
like the cat knocks over the books, catches the house on fire.
House goes on fire. Her parents die. Her family dies in the fire, and she ends up in a insane asylum.
Yeah, she's the only one that survives.
But because like her physical world is crumbling, Wonderland is crumbling as well.
Yeah.
And the Red Queen and the Queen of Hearts have fused into one being.
I like the idea that, I don't know, I've always liked the idea that like 2 universes are connected to one another. So if one of those universes dies, the other one dies.
Yep.
Like they do that in Danny Phantom.
Okay.
The ghost zone is the reflection of the real world.
Okay.
So like when the real world is almost exploded, ghost zone would be exploded.
Okay.
And that's why the ghosts help in the end.
Okay. So yeah, you guys might remember this from the first experience / first impression we did about a year ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be playing this one.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about
There's still going to be a bit of death though. It's a hard game.
But they don't have to worry about getting motion sickness
Yeah.
from poor camera controlling.
Yeah, they'll be okay. You won't be sick. I promise that much.
I was making myself sick with camera controls.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to start in Dementia in the Village of the Doomed.
Doomed!
Doom and gloom, oh doom and gloom.
We're doomed! Doomed!
But yeah, this was the first 3D game I ever made you play.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I decided on this one. I think it was just the aesthetic.
I wanted to see the aesthetic, and I was like, yeah, I'm down to play it. And it was, like, I finished it.
Yeah, you did.
But it was difficult. Like, I didn't finish it without tears, that's for sure.
So again, this is the Cheshire Cat.
Least helpful thing in the world. So he's supposed to be like your helper, your
Yes.
little guide. But he still speaks like the Cheshire Cat, where he talks in riddles, and he's not just like, hey, go over here.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you should try doing this. And then he disappears.
I just noticed his eyes change.
Yeah,
Like
his
his-
eyes change and his teeth.
Yeah, they
They fade in and out. Which is kind of how the Cheshire Cat from like the Disney version works. It's the eyes and the teeth, and then the whole cat shows up. So they kind of did a spin on that. So in this game, I discovered that Wonderland has dwarves. I actually didn't know they had dwarves. I knew they had like all kinds of like bizarre creatures, but I didn't know they had like the 7 dwarves.
I think that they're... Wow. I think that
I
they're
think-
just
I
a
think-
meshing. I just turned, like, fake Italian for a minute. I think they're just meshing a lot of, like, the fairy tales into Wonderland just to fill it out.
Okay. Well, I know this is a blend of both Alice in Wonderland and The Looking Glass.
Yeah.
Through the Looking Glass. Like, there's actually an area called Through the Looking Glass Land.
Yeah. Plus, there's also the Jabberwocky.
That is correct. There's a movie in our store called Jabberwocky that's from like 1967.
Oh boy.
I'm curious what that movie's about. Because like on the back of the cover it has like the artwork from Through the Looking Glass of the Jabberwocky from the poem. So I'm just like, is this directly connected to Alice in Wonderland, or is this just like a fantasy film? But like it's 1960s, so.
See, it's either going to be really good or really bad then.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I like the 60s and 70s. I feel that way. Like 70s horror movies are so unsettling.
Okay.
But I find like 60s horror movies are not.
Okay. Just kind of silly.
Like the 60s, we had like The Blob.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's The Blob! Like,
you didn't find the blob scary?
I did not find The Blob scary.
Big old molasses kind of like sucking through you?
However, like The Last House on the Left, the original one, I could only watch it once.
Oh,
like,
wow.
it was so unsettling.
See, whereas I watched the remake.
The remake was nowhere near as good as the original. And, like, I know I say that about a lot of things, but from the generation that I am from, you'd think that would be one that I would like better.
Okay.
Same with Amityville Horror. That I would like the remake better than the original. But I feel like the originals are so much creepier.
I don't know which one of the Amityville I watched. There's so many.
Yeah.
There's like a whole shelf of Amityville. Like, when our store moved, we like took all the back stock and put it on the shelves instead of back in the back stock. So we have like 12 copies of Amityville Horror, 9 copies of Harry Potter, and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh my
like, let alone the other Harry
so
Potters.
Many of them.
So I'm just like, holy shit. And they're just like, hey, how come you don't have room for all these movies? I'm like, because you got 12 fucking Harry Potters.
Yeah.
Quit taking them.
And I feel like no one's gonna buy Harry Potter.
Once in a while we get someone to buy Harry Potter, but like the popular movies, that's not what everyone's looking for.
No.
They're looking for something obscure. Like everyone that goes in the vintage, they're like, hey, do you have that Every Which Way But Loose? I'm like, the movie with Clint Eastwood and the orangutan? All right. Let me see if I can spin that one up a little bit.
I'm surprised Dogma. Dogma is a movie that is like so expensive for no reason.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. But I ain't budging. And that's used. That's a used price.
It's like $45 for a used DVD.
No, for the new one.
Can you get me inside the
How much
The
is the
used
used
one is
one?
$39.
Ooh. Oh no, I hear it. Oh god. I hear it.
Oh, God.
There's a stink bug buzzing in the background.
We got stink bugs in here. Oh, no.
Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh, my.
Oh my. Oh dear.
All right. So anyways. So Alice is an adventure game kind of like similar to Castlevania in some aspects. You have exploration, you have combat, platforming, whether you want it or not.
Well, she also jumps like she's just like suicide and like just throws her arms up with no like I don't know. I'm a bad jumper, but Alice definitely was not helping me out here.
Well, ropes are just not pleasant in this game. Sometimes you clip right through them, other times she just grabs them perfectly, like right there. I'm like, okay, I was on the rope, but I went through. That's fine. I landed where I wanted to land.
Oh, I know, because I got stuck down in the noxious waters there. And you were like, just jump out. And I'm like, do not see me trying.
Yeah, try harder. What do you think I'm doing? Poorly. Now try it again.
She just dies. And I'm like, well, this is your fault too, Alice.
Well, what's nice is, like, this is one of the built-in games that, like, aside from the emulation games, this one has save states.
Yeah.
You can pause
Oh,
and
trust
save
me, I know.
anytime you want.
I saved a lot.
But, like, you don't want to abuse save states because if you save in a spot where you have low health,
That
with a
was
lot of
also-
danger happening,
Yeah, that was also a big
stuck.
problem. Is I was like near death, mid battle, save.
yeah. So I recommend if you're gonna like abuse the save states, have multiple save slots.
Yeah.
That way, if you get yourself in a pickle, you can just go back to either the auto save slot
and just go
or a
back
previous
little
save. And that's what I'll be doing through this playthrough. Like, at the end of this part, I'll save in one slot. At the end of the next part, I'll save in the other slot.
Yeah.
I'll cycle. I do the same in RPGs.
Yeah.
Because, like, they're long-ass games. I don't want something to go wrong in the recording. But I also don't want to be, like, set all the way back.
Right. I think I use all 5 slots for Yeez.
Really?
Yeah, and then I'm just cycling through all 5 slots.
Okay. Because Yeez has a very, like, generous autosave.
Yeah.
Whereas this one only autosaves in, like, certain segments. Certain parts of the levels.
This reminds me of the Exterminator ride at Kennywood.
It does, yeah. I think of that in the Gold Rush.
Yeah. It is a lot like the Gold Rush. I feel like that's every little kid's fear, at least in like the area that we grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
Their fear of spiders started with the Gold Rush.
Oh my god, mine did.
That big old spider just descending.
Yep. Although you look back and, like, it's kind of goofy looking.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's a video of, like, what everything looks like with the lights on. It's just like, wow, what a difference.
Yeah. See, I feel like my fear of water started with Noah's Ark.
Really? Okay.
Because, like, at the end, you're standing in this room and it's just filling up with water. And I
And
remember,
the walls
like,
cave in.
Yeah, and I like, remember, like, freaking out more than, like, a normal little kid would freak out. Like, I was having a legit panic attack.
Okay.
And everyone thought it was so cute and it was so funny. And I'm like, you better get me the fuck out of here. Like,
The first time I went in the Noah's Ark and the walls started caving in, I backed up and the door behind me, like, slid open. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
yeah.
I was like, oh, there we go. Get me
Yeah.
out of here.
I was so scared. But, like, that and the old mill. I remember being afraid of the old mill.
Gotcha.
Do you remember that one?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And then they turned it into Garfield's Nightmare.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Fail.
Feel like the old mill was scarier, but sure.
Do you remember this room?
Ugh. I think I just threw up.
It's all about using your cards. Trust in the heart of the cards, Yugi. Let's see. Aim a little bit higher. Fuck, 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 fuck.
It's just like, because they're coming from all over the place.
Yeah. All these angles. And he's still not dead for me. So hang on. Come on, Reticle. Don't fail me now.
Come on.
Damn it.
It's like you have to hit him in the exact spot.
There we go. Got him.
One knife
Phew.
throw to the face.
So would you classify this as a horror game? Because, like, it does
I
have
would,
some very
yes.
twisted, spooky elements.
So that's something that we were just discussing, is like what makes a horror genre horror.
Yeah.
And I would definitely classify this as horror.
Okay.
Like anthropomorphic cards that are trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Dark
the-
imagery,
Yeah.
eerie music.
Like the dilapidated state of things.
Mm-hmm.
The corpse-like animals. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would definitely classify this as horror. Horror does not always equate to scary.
Okay. I think that's a misconception that
Yeah.
I constantly put together.
Well, it's the same thing because I was working on writing a horror book and trying to figure out what classifies a horror book from a thriller.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to write a thriller, I wanted to write a horror.
Okay.
And it was like, but in my head, I didn't know how to separate the two. Because I always picture like pulse pounding, like
Yeah.
super high anxiety, and it's like that's a thriller, whereas a horror would just make the reader or the viewer go, oh god.
Okay. Their skin crawl.
Yeah, where it's like, imagine not someone's chasing you in dark woods, but like bugs are crawling on you.
Okay.
So like bugs crawling on you is horrifying. It makes
Okay.
you go like, ew. Whereas like someone chasing you makes your heart
Terrifying.
race. Yeah.
Okay. It's a thriller.
Thriller night. Ask us if we just did the dance.
Oh boy.
There's a part of me that's glad people can't see us on camera.
We did think about doing like a couple
Yeah.
playthroughs with the camera. Like I think we wanted to do like I Am Setsuna.
Yeah.
At least the first episode with us drinking coffee.
Well, like
Or hot chocolate.
Little hot cocoa. Well, I
Yep.
would probably have a hot tea or a coffee, and you'd have hot
right.
cocoa.
Yeah.
Or my sister does make white chocolate hot chocolate bombs.
Ooh, you'd like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could definitely do one of those. Oh,
God bless you. That's Wesky. That
yeah,
wasn't
so like
us.
all throughout the game, there's gonna be like these tentacles protruding, and as you near like the final level, you get to see like where they all come from. So like big fleshy tentacles.
Yeah.
Big meaty claws. You know, big fleshy tentacles is gonna be a common aesthetic in this game.
Fleshy is one of those words that for me, I like understand why people hate the word moist.
Moist, fleshy, and I had someone that didn't like the word crusty. Like I'd be like this crusty old guy. They're like,
Ugh.
don't use the word crusty.
It's just like
These things.
It's
These
such like
fucking
a-
like banshee boojums.
yeah,
They
they're rough.
are insane. There's like maybe 2 other enemies I hate more than these like banshee guys.
Medusa heads.
I'm talking about in this game. There's no Medusa heads in this game.
Or might as well be.
I mean, these things kind of function as the Medusa heads because, like, not only do they do a lot of damage, but they can push you off platforms with their, like,
See, like, the main thing I
Screeching
didn't
breath.
like about them is even if they're behind you, like how she's facing forward right now, they could be behind you doing damage and
Yeah.
you can't see them. Like, I think I like it when you can see the enemy and then they start attacking, but you have to see them first.
okay. Oh,
Go!
crap.
Oh! You tried.
I tried indeed.
Um,
Get a little more health here. So you like when they spot you and it's like enemy engaged?
yeah.
Okay.
Where it's like you have to see them.
Because that's how it is in Trials of Mana. It goes
Yeah.
bring.
Well, it's like if you see them, like if you were to spin around behind you right now and there was one there, it's
Yeah.
not going to attack you until you see it.
Okay.
So like you know it's there.
Okay.
Um,
Whereas these guys, it's
yeah,
like
they're
when
just
they
like,
see
and then
you.
you're like, where the fuck is that coming from? And it's just like you're already half dead because
Right.
you're trying to turn the camera around.
This is cool. So
Yeah,
you get
these
to
are
use
really
rage, let out the demon within, and now you can do one-hit kills. It's a great way to collect health or...
I wish that she would stay like that for a while because that is really cool.
No, there's a timer on this. But, like, it's very useful in later levels. It's good for clearing
Yeah.
out rooms. But this is more or less the tutorial. Teaching you, hey, this is how you gather the rage and
Oh,
decapitate heads.
yes, she just like took his head off.
Decapitation!
Everyone loves a good decapitation.
Hey, yeah. Ah, there we go. So yes, we let loose the demon inside.
It's fun.
And this
Oh,
game also
this-
has a
yeah.
couple puzzles.
I remember this one. I like couldn't.
Just gotta follow the platforms.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Where are you?
I don't want to risk that jump.
It'll come back. It'll come back around.
It'll cycle on back.
I just like the little vortex.
You like the void.
Yeah.
All the spinning debris and stuff. Reminds
Yeah.
me of being in the tornado in Wizard of Oz.
All right, puzzle pieces, come on back. Come on back now.
They're coming, they're coming. But you see how you'll notice it a little later that the reticle turns into shoes.
What?
So that glowing reticle that you use to eye up your cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When they become shoes, that means wherever you jump, that's where she's landing.
Oh.
So it kind of fixes your jump to be that's where you're gonna be.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
So you don't have to
Which
put
is
too
probably
much
why
thought
she
into
was
jumping.
always jumping willy-nilly.
Yeah, so you can eye them up. Here, let's see if I can do it. So they're gonna come towards us. And now watch the reticle. Okay, so right now it's just a dot. I'm pretty sure.
I don't even know where it's at right now.
Hang on. Alright, so nice. See, it was there for a
Yeah,
second.
I kind of saw
Yeah.
a little pair of feet.
If I can just... See?
Yeah,
Just
okay.
like that. And then I just hit the button and she jumps there.
Okay.
And that's where she'll land. Whee! I mean, it doesn't always happen. It's not like exact. But when it does work, it's just like, all you gotta do is press the button.
Yeah.
And head that way. No further thought required.
Yeah, I wasn't very good at that.
I mean, you made it to the end. And we did play a little bit of the sequel. Just so you could notice the difference and improvement in like controls
there was
and camera
definitely
controls.
a huge difference in the camera controls. Whereas like the sequel felt a lot more like Gex.
Mm-hmm.
I still really love her bow.
The skull bow on the back of her dress. Yeah.
I would just really like creepy and unusual clippy things.
Mm-hmm. This series is actually trying to get a third entry in.
I remember seeing concept art for it.
Yeah, he has a lot of concept art. He finished like the script and stuff. He's just waiting for a publisher to like invest so that he can actually get the project off the ground and start going. Because he did one sequel, and then he did like these like short films based off like different Renaissance paintings and stuff like that. And now he's trying to do like the third and final game, and he's finished the story. He's got it all planned out, but he's waiting on
just needs
a
the
publisher.
funding.
Yep, he just needs the funding. But yeah, you can check out his like YouTube channel. He gives you like updates and like plans and all that stuff. So who knows? Maybe one day we'll have an Alice 3.
It's always sad to me when there's like a really cool concept and really cool game ideas, but just no money.
Yeah, like that's because like those that hold the fundings are just like, well, there's not an audience for this.
When there is an audience for everything. It's just a matter of where and who you market it to.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sorry, if you put American McGee's Alice on the Disney Channel, it's not going to sell well. Put it on Cartoon Network. That's where all the creepy kids go.
I mean,
don't worry, I was there.
That's one way to put it.
No, it's like, it's funny if you think about like the type of kids that watched each like channel. Because like all in all, I was a Nickelodeon kid. I remember you saying you were Disney, and then like the weird and wild kids were Cartoon Network.
Okay.
Prove me wrong.
All right. Prove her wrong in the comments below. We'll see you guys in the next part.
Toodles!